Hey guys, I wanted to talk about loss of use coverage under your declarations page. That would be your coverage D. I did an earlier video that spoke on the coverages in your policy, and loss of use, or we call it additional living expenses, that falls within coverage D. So if you have to get out of your house because it's a fire or water or some, a tree fell on your house and you just can't live there, right? You can temporarily move out and you can submit those receipts into insurance. Also food. So if you stayed in a hotel and you had to eat out at a restaurant because there's no kitchen, insurance will reimburse you for that. You have to keep detailed records. If you had to stay out of your house for a longer period of time, the smarter thing to do would be to have your desk adjuster set up the additional living expenses. And sometimes it's a different adjuster. So they'll find out, where do you want to live? Is there a place? How long are you going to be out? Sometimes people get houses rented. Some people stay in like a Homeward Suites, 2-bedroom or something like that. But loss of use will pay to board your dog, to reimburse you, to pay for deposits like on cable or electric or something like that if you had to move into an apartment or a house. But those are very specific things that is, each person's different. I had a water leak, a lady from the freeze from 2021, and she worked at NASA and she lived in Conroe. Well, her question to her adjuster was, do I have to get an apartment around here? Because every day I drive from Conroe all the way to Clear Lake, which is over an hour. So the adjuster told her, you can live wherever you want. We don't really care. So she was smart enough. She was out of her house for a little over a year. She was smart enough to say, then I want an apartment in Clear Lake right down the road from NASA. And they paid her to reimburse it because they don't care. And I've had another water leak where a lady wanted to be closer to her house. She lived in Richmond and she worked at the energy corridor off I-10 in Derry Ashford. And she's like, well, why wouldn't I want to be right up the road from that, right? So you can do that. You can help them find you somewhere. And then I have this one where it's high-end, schools in. They want a house equivalent to their $1 million house. It might be $12,000 a month as the rent, but they have, $400,000 in loss of use coverage. So I don't know how long she's going to be out of her house, but she has the right to ask for the equivalent of her same house. She doesn't have to go pack herself into a 2-bedroom apartment or something like that. But so she actually went and looked for VRBOs. She looked for friends that maybe had a house that they were renting out or about to sell that agreed to go ahead and rent it to her if insurance would pay. And so they get that all set up, with the adjuster that's handling it. If you want, you can hire a public adjuster to do it. I personally will facilitate it, but I don't take a fee on it. So I'll give you all information that you need to get it done. I don't take fees on stuff like that. I don't take fees on water mitigation. I don't take it on the deductible. I don't take it on personal property unless I absolutely have to work on personal property, and I probably only worked on 5. So I don't do it, but I help you. I educate you. I tell you how to do it. It's part of the claim. I have to work it, so I'm going to make sure it gets paid. But I don't have to be in the middle of it, because then you're telling me, I'm telling the adjuster. Adjuster's telling me, I'm telling you. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And this is something that's really important. You've got specifications. You might need to be by the school. You might need to be by the bus. You might need to have your friends close by. You might need to be near parents that you're taking care of. Whatever your situation is, they should accommodate you. Anyway, I hope that answered any questions that you have on loss of use or additional living expenses. Remember, stay safe and be prepared.